One hope, with 10 candles between us and the darkness.
Hi, everybody. We here at McStabber Studios appreciate you tuning in to see our tabletop RPG streams. Some of the content of our streams may be a bit mature and cause emotional responses in viewers. We really take the well-being of our viewers very seriously, and we want you to do what you need to if something triggers you. Mute the stream, take a break, or just skip an episode. Otherwise, if you decide to stay tuned in, we are available in chat during the streams to talk you through it if you need that. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this game session.
Why dost thou sit upon my grave and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Wraith Life Derailed. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Tam, and I play Isaac.
And I'm Ravina, and I play Margot Fallon.
I'm House, and I play Noah Frost.
I'm Ree-Lynn, and I play Alexis Langley.
I'm Evie Eternal, and I play Aurora Walker.
And Tark was not able to attend, at least at first, but hopefully he will be able to appear at a dramatically appropriate moment. When we last visited this circle of wraiths, you had gotten some information from Isaac about the Emerald Legion coming. And in a previous episode before that, you'd found out the best time would be about 8 o'clock to go and visit the coroner to see where your bodies are. 8 o'clock is approaching quickly. And I believe that's where this circle of wraiths was off to go do, is to go check back at the hospital. Wraiths thrive on intense feelings, or passions as they are named. These passions are not always positive, but are just the potent emotion and purposes that a wraith feels most strongly. if felt strongly enough, grief and rage will play their part in keeping Oblivion at bay, as much as love and joy do. A wraith who fails to express her passions does so at her own risk, leaving her vulnerable to Oblivion and at risk of having those passions atrophy into nothingness. You're en route, of course, to the hospital. Would any of the group like to have a discussion before they get there?
Sure. So, Alexis, what's the plan when we get to the hospital? I know we need to see our bodies and such. Is there any info we can hope to glean? Anything we can find, maybe? Is there anything you're looking for?
More than likely, Agent Buchanan will be at the hospital to collect information from the coroner. And I'm hoping that some of the information that he's been collecting, I'm sure he's already starting to form connections and leads, and if I can get that intel, I will.
Oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I really apprehensive. I need to see if my body is even there. I mean, I suppose it would be, right? Like, there's no reason it wouldn't be if this is...
I don't know. I mean, 72 bodies is a lot for one small hospital's morgue. It's possible that they did split bodies up amongst community hospitals.
That's fair. Oh, God. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything at the hospital that they need to do? Does anyone need to talk to Bert or anything?
To Mort?
Mort.
Yeah,
Bert.
yeah, no.
I'm terrible with names, and sorry.
No, I think our business is pretty much concluded with Mort's crew until we deliver the money. Thomas, I think you're going to have to stay outside because Mort made it sound like you weren't welcome.
I was already thinking that, Missy. Sorry, Alexis. I'm not going to push my luck with them, and I'm going to be waiting. That building to the side that is on our side. I'm just going to wait out there and for you all to get done. Because this is...
It's personal.
This is kind of it's a personal thing for this one.
I imagine we may see loved ones when we get there. Because next of kin usually comes to identify remains and collect personal effects.
Oh, God. Oh, what if Shauna's there? I hope she doesn't bring Marcus.
I was just thinking about that same thought.
It probably will be one of my kids.
I don't want Marcus to have to see me like that.
Junior is 6.
That's too young. They won't let him.
I hope Seamus doesn't pull a stupid fuck up and try and bring them.
Even if he did, the kids would have to wait in a waiting room. The kids would not be exposed to something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's get there. I'm tired of... I'd sprint if we needed to. But... What time is it? Do we even know?
Don't think it really matters here.
Yeah.
You don't sleep.
Missy, if you want to see the time, the best I can suggest is you go towards the courthouse over there. They've got a clock outside, but I think they kind of got a point. When you have effectively eternity, what is time?
Yeah.
So the group is walked back towards this little hospital out of the way. And as you approached last time, though Aurora didn't get a good look at it, it appears to be, from your side, run down, falling apart. Signs cracked. Windows look cracked. Stone is crumbling in places. Concrete, aged. Moss growing up the side. And Aurora, you do see a building that, as you get close to the hospital, Thomas takes a beeline to go over to. And the building itself appears not as run down. Actually, is a lot more solid. Much like that door you saw in Prudence's area.
That must be on our side.
It is. Thomas told us when we came to get you. That's where he's going to hang out because it's technically separate from the hospital. So.
Yeah.
So let's go in. Morgue's in the basement, I'm sure, like it is in every hospital.
Let's get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
So you enter the hospital. And as you go up to the hospital, I mean, the smell of the disinfectant hits you right as you're coming in. Though you're dead and you're on this side, all the smells of the living are still there, in some ways sharpened, a little more overpowering. And you can pick out the smell of death, infection, hint of decay. But you know how to find the basement. You will all take 1 bashing damage, unless one of you are planning to figure a way to open a door. Otherwise, you're going to have to go through. And the oddity is, when you become insubstantial, you don't fall through the floor. The floor is still there to resist you. And you walk through the door to go down the stairs. Yes.
Could we will ourselves to fall through the floor if we know there's a floor under us?
Now, you do know, you've seen Noah put his hand through a floor.
Yeah.
With effort. Can you will yourself to it?
I'm going to try.
How are you going to try? Just try to will yourself to fall?
Yeah.
You're still standing on the floor.
I'm going to lean down and try to put my hand through it.
You're insubstantial. You can push your hand right through the floor and feel the other side of it.
Okay, can I basically like dive into it?
Is that what you're going to try?
Sure, why not? I'm just so curious about this.
With an effort of pushing yourself, you push your body straight through the floor.
Fantastic.
And fall down into a floor below. Now, the rest of the group was, of course, this was, I assume, right outside the stairwell door.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Alexis first push her hand and then just kind of, it almost looked like she dove into
like I was diving into a pool.
But went through the floor. Mm-hmm. You do not take any additional damage because, of course, you were incorporeal.
There is something seriously wrong with that woman.
Screw that. I'm taking the stairs.
I mean, maybe, or maybe it's serious.
I'm going to use sense strands again. I know my wife was headed to the hospital from the previous session, but I want to see if I can get a little stronger sense of where she might be, if she is downstairs or if she's somewhere else here.
Okay. That is a monitor power. Because it is a life web. You are going to roll. You're not using the one that takes pathos, correct?
Correct.
So you are going to roll perception plus life web.
While he's rolling that, just so you know, storyteller, since Alexis took the shortcut, she's going to be looking for signs that point to the morgue.
Okay.
Does my insightful help at all on this?
No, because this is you pulling on the powers of the Arcani of the dead.
Target
number is, based on where they are, In the Skinlands, the Shroud, the difficulty is 6.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. That means you have the equivalent of... Actually, it lets you use 1 die of your normal perception alertness to survey, but I will let you know by using this that she is very close. Still in the van, but very close.
She's in the van? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you wish to spend a pathos, I will let you basically get more information about what's going on in the van.
No. If she were in the hospital, I might do that, but being that she's not in the hospital yet, I won't.
Okay.
Would you like for me to roll?
Nope,
to find
you don't
more?
have to roll to find the morgue. There's signs. Anyone else doing anything as you're going down to the basement, or is this... I don't know if anyone else wishes to roll some powers.
Just stealing myself. Just...
So when the rest of the circle...
Margot is walking down there like on a mission serious. Like she's probably going 2 at a time on steps.
And as you...
Noel will be hanging back, just taking his time. He's not as hurried as the rest.
Because you know Claire's not here yet.
Right.
As you get to the base of the stairs, you find Margot standing right at...
Alexis,
sorry. See, it's not just you, Tam. I do it a lot. Alexis standing at the base of the stairs next to a sign that says morgue, and it points. And as you look down the hallway, you all see, including Alexis, that Buchanan has just stepped out of the restroom and heads over to a side office.
Looks like your boy.
Yep, I'll go follow him.
Okay. While Alexis is doing that, I guess the rest of the group is going to go down to the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the morgue is going to be a difficult scene due to the number of things that are going to go on. So we will start with the morgue. We're going to have to jump around a bit to make sure that everyone's actions and everything is taken care of. But Alexis, I am aware you are following Buchanan into the side office that he was going into. Alexis, you need to roll perception and awareness. Not alertness, but awareness.
Does detail-oriented help?
No, not for this one.
Okay. What is my difficulty?
Difficulty is 7.
Okay. That is 3 successes.
You feel an odd pull towards Buchanan as he's walking into the room. And now we're going to go to the rest of the circle here as the bulk of the players. You all head down the hallway as you see Alexis take a little sidestep over towards this door. And she actually follows Buchanan into the room, just slipping right through the door with him. And you go down the hallway a bit until you come to an actual large metal door. It has morgue on it. And of course, there's an office right next to it. It says county coroner's office. Such a small town, the county coroner is actually in the hospital instead of in a separate government building.
Are you all ready?
As ready as I can be.
Okay.
Which room are you going in, the morgue or the county coroner?
I'm going to go into the county coroner office.
Okay. Everybody else?
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll go with Margot.
Noah?
If everyone else is following, I will as well. If someone else goes to the morgue, I'm going to stay out in between. But if everyone's going into the coroner's, I will as well.
I'm just slipping in to see if my family's in there, and if not, then I would slip back out.
That's funny you mentioned that. double checking a name here real quick because I want to give the correct name. Why did it do that? Don't you hate when a document opens and it's got the wrong thing in it? Please send me Shauna's last name in a message there, Aurora.
It's my last name.
Oh, okay. Just wasn't positive. Didn't want to assume. As you step into the coroner's office, a very distraught woman sitting at the desk with the coroner. It's a woman that Aurora recognized. Shauna, sitting there, grief-stricken, tears streaming down her face. And you come in just as a conversation's being had. What do you mean you can't find the body? What do you mean? It's like, Miss, I don't know what happened. There was a mix-up. What do you mean a mix-up? That's crazy. How do you lose somebody?
Oh, that's impossible. Wait. That fits. They can't find me. What if I'm not... I look to the rest of the party. What if I'm not dead? What?
You are dead. There's just been some sort of mix-up.
I would walk next to Shauna.
And you can actually, standing close to her with your heightened senses of the dead that you have, you actually can smell her perfume faintly. You can smell the slight saline smell in the air of her tears. Even a hint of the shampoo that you recognize from each night laying beside her.
Shauna, I'm here. I promise. I'm going to use my first level.
You're going to use which?
Body power.
Which power?
I'm going to use my first level embody power. Whispers.
Ooh. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay. So this is going to be, if I remember correctly, it's not outrage. Embodies the haunters. Nope, that's in pandemonium. I gotta find which guild it is.
She uses a pathos and rolls charisma and embody. I have it noted on my sheet. Mask up.
Aurora, are you starting to believe me now? I wasn't lying. You can get back to her. You can get back to Marcus. Let me help you. I can help you.
Yeah, I...
Do you want my help?
Yes, I do.
How much?
As much as you can give me. I have to let her know.
Okay, I will.
So a deal has been struck with the shadow. For all 5 dice. You will roll. You spend 1 pathos. You roll charisma plus embody plus 5 dice.
Charisma.
The difficulty in this spot is a 5. Shroud is very thin here for some reason.
That is a lot of dice.
As you're doing your roll, you hear her say, "No, this can't be happening. How did you? I just wanted to see her again one last time, just once more." How many successes?
6 successes and 1 1 on the dice that I
So
was given.
your shadow gains 1 angst. And is it 6 successes after taking 1 from the one eating one, or is it 5 now total?
I roll a lot of successes.
So you can speak 6 sentences,
Wow.
and everybody in the room will hear it.
Short sentences.
Short sentences. Don't go into the Declaration of Independence, please.
Can I attempt to whisper in her ear?
You can attempt, yes.
Okay. I would go right up to her ear, and I would say, Shona, I'm still here. I love you. I know it's strange, but I'm not truly dead. Or I'm not sure. But I'm going to do whatever it takes to come back to you and Marcus. I will not let death stop me, if that is what this is. That's what I say.
I'm
She
very
stops.
proud of you.
Right.
I'm very proud of you, Aurora. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
She stops speaking when you first begin talking to her. But you see a panic into her eyes with each word you utter. She becomes more and more distraught with each word that you utter. Do you hear that? Can't. No, it can't be happening. Just stop torturing me. Stop. And she actually gets up and throws the papers of the coroners off his table. And you see her bolt from the room.
Shauna, wait! Please. I didn't...
It's okay. And Noah would step closer. As much as we're going through, they're going through the same thing.
I understand.
We still have a lot to learn here. I don't know if we've even grieved enough ourselves, but we need to give our family that opportunity.
Yeah. There's gotta be a way to get back.
Be careful.
There has to be.
There may be not. Just be careful with hope. Don't let it have you do something that you'll regret. Don't be rash. We're here to help you.
I know, but it is here to help me too. It's helping me. I don't understand why everyone else is so cruel when mine is not.
Aurora, mine helped me get away from the big dogs. I mean,
We also saw that Prudence is... Something's different about Prudence's too. There's a lot we don't understand.
Yeah, there's a lot. But I've gotta.
We'd have to.
We have to. We have to figure this shit out.
If we start thinking in eyes, we're gonna go crazy down here.
You're right. I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize. That was the first time you saw her since all this. It's okay to be upset. I'd judge you a little bit if you weren't.
That's so sweet. But ultimately a waste of time. Get back on task.
Message sent to Margot.
Aurora, sorry.
I think he can almost see you or something.
When she says that, you look towards the coroner, and he's looking exactly where you were standing a couple seconds ago, Aurora.
This is one of the things that Thomas would say not to use, but if we can reach through to these people, they might be able to help.
But you also have to remember, and I know I'm gonna be saying something ridiculous and off ball, but there's still people, and if they figure out ghosts exist, that's a whole other problem.
For them.
For them.
I'm not the biggest fan of rules, as you all have known, but that is one point we don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's okay. It's not. And it's okay that it's not okay. I wish I knew how to finish that sentence.
I know. I just want to shake her and tell her it's going to be okay. And I'm okay.
They will be too.
It's gonna take time.
And the coroner has returned to start picking up his papers that were thrown everywhere. Shaking his head.
Can I kind of look at the papers while...
You can. You can roll perception and alertness.
While that's happening, can I roll a foreshadow for just a kind of a general danger sense after Aurora used her power?
That is perception and fatalism. And there was another one, as I said before, I was taking dice from you. I believe it's fatalism, alertness, and let's see.
Perception, alertness, or...
Yep. You add fatalism, perception, and alertness.
Okay. Does my insightful count matter for this?
No, not to this, because this is not a conscious thing. You don't know how you're reading it. You're just...
Sorry to keep asking, but I'm probably going to keep asking because...
No, you go ahead.
Target?
The target number for this, as with many of them, it is going to be difficulty 6.
6.
Is my roll also standard diff?
Yes.
All right.
4. Okay. With 4,
I have 1 success.
you have 1. With a 4, you are... you don't feel a lot of danger at the moment.
If it's any consolation, I don't think you talking put any unsavory characters in our line of sight. Or we're not in their line of sight.
Aurora is going to kind of snarl. I don't care about these damn rules. And if anyone tries to stop me, I'll rip them apart. And she is going to use her 3rd level Moliate power and armor herself in a similar way to Fanny.
Okay.
Except this one in the guise of a raven.
That one may take some time. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
This is armory.
Yep.
3 pathos.
Yep.
And you are rolling for armor, not the other, not a weapon, because you can do either or, not both. You roll stamina plus Moliate. The difficulty is your strength plus 3. That is the target number. Yes, Noah.
I say Noah's going to go over to Alexis and just kind of,
Alexis is
Aurora.
down the hall. Aurora?
Oh, so then Margot. And as Aurora's kind of distracted using this ability, he's going to say, I don't seem to have a good grasp of getting my point across regarding powers and rules and being careful. Maybe will have better luck, since I think we've come to a little bit of an understanding. Maybe you have a better way of reaching her, because I don't want someone pissed off at me right now.
I understand that feeling completely, Noah.
Margot, by the way, what you saw in the papers, you only caught a good glimpse of anything. One thing that is pertinent to this group, you see a handwritten note by the coroner that says, I'm supposed to have a badge, but wasn't here with the personal effects. Not quite sure whose it was attached to, because it was a sticky note, but it seems to have fallen off one of them.
3 successes on my Molly.
3 successes. And you see Aurora, she's saying that she's running her hands over her body, and you see it shaping, shifting, molding. Now, do you copy it just like what you saw, Fanny? Or is it just
similar to what knight's armor might appear, except decorated in the guise of a raven?
But the metal has no sheen. The metal still made from your body, so it doesn't have the shiny and the reflectiveness that you would have expected. But it doesn't take long. Now, while this happens, we're going to flash over to Alexis real quick. Follow Buchanan in, and he's got his laptop sitting there in front of him. And his watch is taken off, like you actually remember him doing that quite a bit. He didn't like to wear the thing, but he had to have it to tell time. So his watch is off sitting on the table, but propped in a way so he can watch what time it is, as if he's waiting for someone. And he's working at his laptop.
I'm going to walk behind him and just kind of peer over his shoulder.
And that feeling you had of something drawing you to him,
Mm-hmm.
as you get closer, you feel it. It's pulling at you.
What is pulling me?
Standing over his shoulder, looking down. In his breast pocket is your badge.
Thank God he took it from that douchebag. Okay. At least I know where it is. So I'm peering over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. He's typing away at his computer.
I want to see what he's typing.
He's compiling some sort of report. And he keeps flipping between some tabs.
Okay.
I will let you roll
Mm-hmm.
perception and alertness,
Okay.
to see if you can catch what's on one particular tab being switched.
Or would that be investigation quick searches?
That applies even better, yes.
Okay,
And I will give you a difficulty of 6 on this.
so that's perception.
Now, while all this is going on, so everyone knows, Tark has followed the group into the room, but Tark is being his normal Tark self, being rather quiet. But he did not follow Alexis right now.
I'm sorry, what was my difficulty again?
6.
That is 6 successes.
6 successes. You've caught during one of his tabs that he referenced a note that said, bomb found in Richmond train station.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it was going to get us one way or the other.
Most of what he seems to be typing for his report are on-site interviews with rescue team. There is, you see, mention of, it says subject 1, but it mentions the waitress
Subject 1 references the waitress?
Mhm.
Okay. Do I notice anything on that?
No, it doesn't go. I mean, it's just a basic detail of the train appeared to be going faster. It seems like they interviewed her quite recently.
Oh, okay. So she's awake.
But
Okay.
there was a note on there that awake but highly medicated.
Awake medicated.
And he actually put a note to himself that he needs to revisit when she's not on the painkillers.
Mhm.
And then there's a note under it, keep Palmer away from her.
Good boy, Buchanan. Good boy. Okay.
Most of what he's gathering, though, is the witness testimony. And the witness testimony, a lot of it seems to confirm to what you remember.
Mm-hmm.
The train got faster and faster. There's no mention of Ralph.
Nobody mentioned seeing him moving towards the engine.
Not from any of the survivors they've managed to interview.
Just taking notes. Give me 1 second.
Let's go ahead. Like I said, we will be
Out of
jumping back and
character,
forth.
this is the drawback of playing the extremely detail-oriented character. You have to take lots of notes.
Like I said, we'll be jumping back and forth. So.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be basically spending some time looking over his reports while he's typing them up if you want to go back to the other players for a few minutes.
We can do that.
Okay.
And now we return to the room with the corridor. And Aurora now standing in a dulled down suit of armor. Not much sign of the woman she was prior to that. Do you also put a helmet to it? Or do you leave your face exposed? Muted? You're muted on our end. Don't hear you.
I leave my face exposed.
You feel better now?
Holy shit. I feel powerful. I didn't think I could actually do that.
Now this is fucking cool.
Isn't it?
I can understand that. Why do you think I'm in this?
Shauna's purse is still sitting on the floor beside the chair where she was sitting, partially open. Appears to be a piece of paper, partly poking out from the top.
Give it a look.
You can only read 3 letters. HBO.
Wait. No way. There's no way. Damn, is there any way to...
You're in a raven body armor. Saying no way to things is kind of counterintuitive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you manipulate that in some way, that purse? Do you see that letter? Something about it. It says HBO. I mean, that can only mean one of like 3 things, and one of them is they might have actually picked up my book.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Might be the new Game of Thrones. Oh, wait. I don't want to wish that on anyone. I'm sorry.
Listen, I might be dead, but I'm going to finish that last book. You understand?
There's a knock on the door. And a man pokes his head in. Hey, Chief. I thought you were meeting with somebody. Weirdest thing, we're missing a body, first of all. I'll find it. I know I didn't lose a body, but she was talking to me, and then you know how we get that weird shit that happens down here? I swear I heard a whisper. And then she just threw everything off my desk and stormed the hell out of here. Well, if you got a few minutes, the doctor says that the waitress from upstairs, she can be brought down here now. She's lucid at least right now. Yeah, go ahead. Let him know that we'll bring her on down here. And then the man closes the door, leaving the chief coroner sitting at his desk.
Sorry, looking at Isaac. Do you want us in here?
It's fine with me, assuming that's who they're talking about. I mean, I'm sure it is, but if someone's in that bad a shape, why the hell would you bring them down here?
I don't know.
Got any spare armor?
Oh, look, it's Zach. More screw-ups. You know exactly why she's coming down here. Because there's no one available to identify you.
If I could give you armor, I would, but I don't think it works like that.
I'll put my arm up and pat you on your shoulder, and it's okay. It was just a joke.
So,
my armor's my personality and wit, obviously.
Well armored.
While you're waiting. While you're waiting for... And I got that note. Make sure you roll that. That would be... Notify that player's shadow what they have to do, please. Because I can't type at the moment. As you're waiting, Shauna comes back in the room. With still a look in her face you've never seen, of panic, fear. And she keeps looking to where you were standing when you had whispered to her.
I'm here, honey. I'm here. You know I'm here. Please.
And the coroner goes, Miss Walker, I understand you're upset. It's just a mix-up. We will find the body. And we will notify you the moment we do. But I can't have you coming in here throwing everything off my desk. And she looks right at me. I heard her voice. She was here. I heard her. Miss Walker, this place plays tricks on people all the time. People are always saying they're hearing voices down here. And when you're this sad and this upset, that the brain will take these noises, and it's always a loved one to hear.
She's not hysterical. She's right.
I've heard it happen so many times here in this very room where people say they hear their family, and I have to explain to them that it's part of the grieving process, and over time you will stop hearing them, and that is just the natural way things are. She's like, no, I heard her. She was here. I heard her. She whispered in my ear like she always does. She was right here.
I'm here, Shauna. Please, I'm here. He's lying. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ma'am, why don't you go and step outside, get some fresh air, and come back down in a few minutes once you've had a chance to get out of the oppressive gloom of down here. And we'll see what we can figure out.
Aurora, I just a little advice. I don't recommend trying to talk to her like that again right now. It's too much. Give her some time. Give her some time. And he'll reach up and put his arm gently around her and pat her on the back of the head. It'll be all right. Just give her some time. Okay? You can tell she's strong. Just give her a moment. And hey, she has hope. She has hope.
She does.
You heard her.
Of course she does. Of course she does. It's taking everything in me not to scream it out. To cross whatever the hell is between us. And... I know. I'll be okay. I'm gonna...
They don't have your body? That could mean that you're here by some kind of mistake. We don't know how this place works. You know?
That's the hope.
Just
That's the hope.
be glad that you can see her. She's on her feet. She's in good health. And hey, maybe she'll sign your HBO deal and she'll be rich.
And as she gets up, she grabs a purse this time. And shaken, walking unsteadily, still crying. Though not as hard as she was when you first walked in, as if hearing your voices triggered something in her. Though the panicked look in her eye tells you whatever it triggered was not a good thing. She leaves the room. And now we flash back to Alexis, of course. And Alexis, you are sitting in there with Buchanan when the door opens up to the office. And in walks somebody you recognize. Your son. Looking disheveled, puffy eyes. He always did put on a brave face. Till he didn't want to cry in front of Uncle B. He's known Buchanan a very long time, and it was like an uncle to him. And Buchanan gets up and goes over and gives Stephen a hug. Right off. Doesn't say a word. Just gives him a hug. And they stand there together hugging for, it seems like minutes, maybe hours, you can't tell. Until Buchanan points towards a seat. And Stephen unsteadily sits down. Buchanan sits back at his chair. It's good to see you, Steve.
I'm gonna go walk over and stand behind my son.
Okay. I'm sorry you had to come down here. We tried to get her husband to do it. But no, you mean my dad? He's a dick. He's not coming. Yeah, well, sorry, Steve. You know, hurts us all. Yeah, well, I guess she died like she lived. She went out with a bang. And that was always Stephen's way. He was gallows humor.
He was going to be a doctor.
Still is.
Uh-huh.
And Buchanan shakes his head and goes, you just never lit up. You can go in there in a few minutes and check the checkbox. So, but it's rough, son. It's rough. And Buchanan slides an envelope over to Stephen. And Stephen opens it up and dumps out. You see your wallet. Your purse is in it. A small little notebook you like to carry around with you. One that you use just to make little notes about things that you wanted to, make sure got transcribed in a better place. Your badge is not in it. Stephen looks.
Is my phone in it?
Your phone is in it, yes.
Okay.
Stephen looks at it and goes, "Where's your badge?" "Don't know, son. I'll let you know if we find it."
Damn, where is Mark when I need her? How
And-
the hell did he just lie to my son?
Any idea when your sister's going to be down in town? Stephen looks at it, at Buchanan. She can't get away right now. I mean, she's on winter break, but she starts up. And let's just say that the school isn't exactly ones that'll let her go. They'll give up her spot in a heartbeat. But we do need to talk to her for interview purposes. And we need to, I don't want to pick her up for questioning, but if she can't get in touch with a local agent, we will. And Stephen looks, picked her up. Well, your mother was an important person. And you're both suspects. And now we flash back to the group in the other room. Standing around, waiting. Is anyone doing anything while they're waiting in this empty room at the time?
I gotta follow my wife. I gotta see if Marcus is here.
Okay. You're going to go outside and follow. The rest of the group?
I'm going to do another life web roll.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the target again?
The target is... It has dropped to 5.
2 successes then.
She's in the building. In the hospital right now.
Then I'm going to follow Aurora.
Okay. Now, I would like to point out for Aurora, when Isaac touched you after he walked away, you felt something oily or something just off after he had touched you. Almost like, a shadow had passed before you at his touch. So you're going to go and follow Aurora and hopefully encounter your wife. Aurora's looking for her wife. Margot and Isaac, what are you doing?
I'm pacing back and forth, getting a little bit more edgy as time passes. Start fidgeting with things in my pocket.
Okay.
Margot's gonna try and take a look down the hallway, try and figure out basically when her family's going to show up and how that's gonna work. She is visibly agitated. She has pulled the crop out and is kind of holding it between her hands.
Okay. Isaac, that earring that had fallen out before, it's not in your pocket. You know it fell from your pocket. It's not there.
Still have the warrant card. I'll fidget with it. And seeing Margot pull out the crop, I'm gonna look over and
So we have...
You're not gonna hit me with it, are you? You look a little tense.
Only if you want me to.
Am I supposed to say mistress at this point?
I am used to it.
Sorry, that's never been my style.
It's okay. It's not everybody's. My name was Madam Mim.
Well, I can see that. Good business?
Very good. You've got to understand, I do IT cybersecurity for a living. That was supposed to be the gig. And then started doing this. That just came like a side project. Almost an excuse just to get away and do my real job, which sounds weird now that I think about it.
If you combine the two, you could be doing it on the internet and you'd be famous and rich.
Yeah, but I didn't want Seamus to have to see that.
Yeah.
The idea was to divorce him and then get a little more public.
Yeah. Should have invited him on the train.
So the circle is here, gathering. Alexis has heard some odd things about her kids being suspects. Aurora, possibly her book being a movie, though she is not there now to accept the contract or to even help guide that kind of a production. Noah looking for his wife. Isaac, I think, dreading in some ways what's coming. Margot, wondering where any of her family is. And this is where we're going to go to break. And we will be back in 10 minutes. Enjoy.
She lives in murk and shadow, cold as the alleys of stone. She's a blur in the window, a prisoner of the underworld. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew before the cursed dark consumed. And every clock is broken, and every step is hopeless, living in the gloom. And every day gets longer till no one can remember, lost in the gloom. She sings a song to the moon, the loneliest song you ever knew. A friend she lost, lovers too, of life before she fell to gloom. She watches life from the gloom. the dark ones. Hush, child, open your eyes. You are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless.
Welcome back. Before the break, this circle of wraiths had started to see some family members down in the morgue, and we found out that Aurora's body was missing. Strange coincidence, especially considering the discussion some shadows had a couple episodes ago. And this is where we're going to pick up with Isaac waiting there in the basement level by the morgue for them to bring down what he assumes is going to be Angela. Alexis in the room with Buchanan. Noah and Aurora have left the room. Tark is there, but strangely pensive and quiet. This is where we pick up. There's a knock at the door to the coroner's office there. And the same man who poked his head in before. You want us to just go on in? And Isaac, you can catch a glimpse of a woman in a wheelchair. They have her in a wheelchair, which is better than you expected given her condition. With IV bags hooked up. But it is Angela. And the coroner's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm coming in the other door.
I would like to do an appraisal and look at her and see what her condition is.
Okay. And that is going to be off your, trying to remember which skill that one was.
Usury.
Yep, usury.
Usury
Here at the
appraisal.
bottom. You're going to roll usury plus your death sight, which is perception and empathy. Roll them all at once, and the difficulty is 6.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my empathy. I'm gonna be Noah ask here. Can I use my truths with this?
No.
I knew that. I was just having fun.
Got to try, huh? I don't blame you.
Got to try, right?
Players have to try.
That is 4 successes.
She is a lot healthier than she should be, given the condition you saw her in just one day before. Not even actually this morning when she was pulled from it. She should be a lot more injured than what you're seeing. She should be in a lot worse condition. She's not. And you see...
Margot.
Huh? Yes?
Look at her. You were with me. She was almost dead.
She was hurt pretty bad.
She could see us.
You did talk to her. Shit. You know what, Isaac? I'm gonna let you have your time alone with her. And Margot does leave.
Okay, and you head down towards where you saw Alexis. Now,
Yeah.
the coroner exits through a door in his office into the main area. And the orderly actually opens the big metal door because it's unlocked. And he lets him into the room. I assume you're following.
Absolutely.
And as you go in, you can feel the chill in this room when you enter it. This is definitely the morgue. Racks and racks of drawers, cold storage drawers, with name tags on some. And the coroner walks over to one that's closed. You can clearly see Isaac Candy on it. It's actually one of the bottom ones. Now, miss, I'm sorry we have to do this to you. And looking at Angela, she looks a lot better than she should, but you can tell while she's lucid, she is under the influence of a number of painkillers. She's got a glazed look that you've actually seen many a time in your youth. Glazed look of opioids. And he says, I'm sorry we have to do this, ma'am, but you were the only one listed on his notification from Aztrack. So it's regretful. I know it's hard, especially given the injuries you've sustained, but just be aware, and you only have to look for a few seconds just to let us get verification that this is the individual.
I am going to walk over and place my hand on the back bar of the wheelchair and just stand there and lean over. And now I'm probably not going to look as good as you're used to, sweetie. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, look, Zach. You're on the bottom. That's exactly where you should be. That's interesting.
Gonna have to do better than that, Dave.
And Angela looks at the corner and goes, I understand. And a single tear starts to leak down the corner of her eye when she says that. The coroner opens up this drawer, and there's a body in there with a sheet over it. And when he pulls back the sheet, you're looking at yourself, injured. Your face, oddly enough, though, was not damaged like the rest, except for the side of your head has a giant caved section. And she looks at your body, and this tear becomes 2 tears. That's him. Can you give me a minute? And the coroner, yes, ma'am, we can do that. I will step out. And him and the guy who wheeled her in exit the room, leaving Angela alone with the body. And for a woman who was injured like she was, she has the strength to wheel her wheelchair over beside you.
Which side of the body is she on? The side with the injury or the other side?
The other side. The injury was on your left. She's on the right side of your body.
Good job. Pick my good side, sweetie.
And you see her hand come up, and she reaches under the sheet and appears to be holding your hand.
I will reach down, and even if it hurts, I'm going to put my hand in there as well.
Okay. And go insubstantial, of course. And the oddities of this insubstantiality of where you can feel your hand pass through the sheet, you can feel where her hand is, and you can control how far you're pushing. So it's almost as if you're holding her hand while she's holding yours. And she's whispering. But a whisper to you is not what it used to be. I'm sorry. You should have been the one to go ahead to the front. I should have just stayed with the passengers. It should be me there, not you. Sorry. Why did I see you? Why? Why were you there after the train crashed? Why? You told me you didn't want me to be there with you, but that's all I wanted was to be with you. And they told me. I didn't know, but you're going to be a dad. Twins of all things. They don't know whether it's boy or girl or one of each, but if it's a boy, well, I'm going to name him Itzhak. The name you tried not to use. Didn't matter. And if it's a girl, I think Ami.
When she finishes talking for a moment, we'll look up right in her eyes. I already was a dad. I may not have been his father.
And of course, she doesn't hear you. And now, alone with you, she starts crying quite a bit more than she did in front of the coroner. He's going to be so upset. He knows I was hurt, but I don't think anyone's told him about what happened with you. And what am I going to say to him?
Hopefully they'll give you the toy. Oh, you didn't even know what it was, so you won't even know that's his. Well, maybe you'll recognize it. Just keep him away from the asshole, will you? Imagine while you're here in the hospital, he's got to be the one watching him. You need to get out of here. You need to get him home.
And
I know you haven't found out.
Go ahead.
I know you haven't found out yet, but I put you on my insurance. Some of it's accidental death and dismemberment, so unfortunately I'm still together, but
I remember what you said. I'll make sure you're buried next to your sister. I don't think I'll like Christmas ever again.
Where are those people who can speak to you when I need them now? And here I tell Aurora that she shouldn't be talking.
Oh, look, Zach. You ruined Christmas. You nearly got your son's mother killed. Too much.
That's where you made a mistake, Dave. I didn't almost get her killed. She wasn't in the car, she would have been killed. I saved her life, Dave.
No, I think technically Margot saved her life.
I don't know. See how that goes. You forgot to mention the drug addiction.
I was going to get to that. I
You're
really
a pain in the ass, Dave.
Let's just hope they know what they're doing with the medication. You know how bad it can be.
And she lets go of your hand and moves the wheelchair up closer to your head. And she actually leans over and kisses the side of your head. Should have been me.
No. Not if you've got kids. And you know what? It's time for you to find somebody else.
I don't know if I can go on with it. I don't know if I can find a way, I guess. But it's just not. It's too much.
Please don't talk that way.
And she rolls over towards the door. Okay, you can come back in. And in comes the coroner with an envelope, big manila envelope. And he hands it to her. Says those are the personal effects. We were going to have them sent to his mother, but Agent Buchanan pointed out that she's not really in the condition to accept them. So, at his request, I'm going to bend the rules a little bit and give them to you. And she grabs this envelope and holds on to it for dear life, like it's a lifeline on a sinking ship. I need to go back to my room. I need to rest. Then the assistant to the coroner comes in and begins to take her upstairs. And we're going to flash now to Margot. You've entered the room with Alexis standing there, and there's an individual at the table with Buchanan that you've never seen before, but you see the resemblance. There's a definite resemblance to Alexis. And as you come in the room, it seems Buchanan and this individual are talking about Alexis. Almost batting war stories of things that had happened through the years.
My son, Stephen.
Do you want me to give you some privacy?
No, it's okay. Actually, I was just thinking about you. Perfect timing, by the way. Cannon just lied to my son. He gave my personal effects to him, but the badge was missing. Normally, the ID goes back to the agency so that they can destroy it. The badge is given to the family. Buchanan is wearing it inside his jacket. And he told my son that it didn't turn up. I don't know if you figuring out motivation thing only works on ghosts or if it works on people too.
I'll give it a try if you want.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to figure out why he would lie about that. That's not his usual MO.
All right, and Margot is gonna stare intently at Buchanan and do the impulse.
Okay. You just throwing powers every which way again. This is... Yeah, Margot does not listen to the "you're not supposed to do that" rule.
Well, it's only, snooping. It's not altering.
Okay. You will roll manipulation, intimation.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the maracas of death.
Sent you a message, Isaac.
We don't re-roll 10s for these, right?
There's no specialization that'll help you with this one.
I was just making sure. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be across the shroud, higher the target's willpower or the local shroud rating. The local shroud rating is pretty weak down here. So we are going to go with difficulty of 7.
4 successes.
Damn it. Pretty good.
2 10s, a 9, and a 7.
It's very odd. The desire of it is he wishes Alexis was here. So she could tell him how he was fucking up the investigation. And they could have a laugh about it.
Margot looks at Alexis. There's a little bit of a smile.
What?
He misses you. He wishes you were here because then you could tell him how he was fucking up the investigation.
Oh, he's totally fucking up. He's accusing my children.
But he's talking... It feels like reminiscing over...
memories of us working together. We had a great dynamic.
Feels familiar, doesn't it, Margot? You're used to fuck-ups. They're part of you. They constantly track your every move. So of course you're laughing. Somebody else actually did what you were usually doing.
Not gonna say it.
Now, while you're in there, Margot, looking at the computer, you get this odd feeling that you can sense the computer, you can feel the hard drive, the keyboard, the memory, little bits of electronics that move through it, all the little ones and zeros you have from where you're standing an awareness of.
That's weird. Gonna try and reach out and touch the computer.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I can feel it. It's weird.
Okay, you are going to roll. You're going to have to spend a I go, nope, we don't want to use that part. You don't want to use that. That's the wrong power. Okay. Ooh. I was about to screw you up bad. Yep. Okay. You will roll a. You're not trying to pull it across. So yes, you will roll strength plus inhabit. Target number is 5 here.
Oh, wow. That's 5 successes.
And suddenly, Your body, you're still there. You don't go anywhere, but you are looking at it from inside this computer. And while in there, you know every bit of this computer.
Do I notice that she looks similar to the way Tark did when he messed around with the helicopter?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
And now
She can do it too.
You're in the computer. You know where the hard drive is. You know where the data is. You can feel what is on the monitor. You can feel every time his fingers touch the keys. You actually feel his fingertips on the keys as he types something.
That's weird.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to look for anything important.
Okay. You will roll intelligence and technology, or intelligence technology, or intelligence computers.
All right.
Can you hear me while you're doing that?
She can. You're aware of both locations at once.
But she can't respond to me. I don't think.
Does she try?
I don't know.
She tries to nod.
Your head doesn't move.
Okay. Well, if you can hear me, check his files for anything regarding this investigation, like profiles or suspects.
I will give you a difficulty of 6 for this roll. So it's
Does
intelligence.
my specialization in exploits help at all?
Yes. For this one, it will for a reason. So go ahead and roll.
That's 6 successes.
It's funny. You know these drives are encrypted. But it doesn't matter to you right now because they may be encrypted. But the decryption's right there. Because he's logged into it. But you find a folder nested inside that doesn't have an encryption key at the moment. It's not decrypted at all. But you have a knowledge of this computer like you've never seen before. And it doesn't take you long to figure out how to work through and find the bits of this data. Find a folder. And the folder's name is Lexi. And it's filled with pictures. Hundreds of pictures. Each one a picture of Buchanan with Alexis. Access date on them is all today, though the creation dates go back years and years and years. There's even scanned clippings of the two of them mentioned for cases. And a thing, interagency memo saved of when she was promoted. All in this folder.
Wow.
You also find a very odd thing, though. There's 5 folders in that folder that are not of Alexis. They're of a man and a woman seen out to dinner together, going into a hotel together. Seen in the car together. They're the only photos that stand out from that pile. Poking around the other parts, you gain some information that a bomb was found in Richmond in the train station. It seemed to have some sort of odd, they don't know what kind of timer it had. It didn't have a timer set for a time. It had a device that seemed to be waiting for something to get close to it to go off. Buchanan's suspicion is that somewhere in that wreckage he's going to find a magnetic resonance device that was, when it got close to the station, was going to trigger the bomb. He's convinced it's there somewhere in the wreckage.
Oh my.
And because of all the things in this, I'm not going to describe everything you find because, it's a lot of stuff in there. But I will allow you later on, if anything seems like you might have found it in it, we will do a roll to see if you would retained any of that at a later time. That way we can not list every single file you find in it, but we can cover from a story and from a mechanics question what you might have found after the fact to make it easier.
Yeah.
But those are the key things.
Understandable. Storyteller, do I have enough knowledge of Alexis's stuff to ascertain what those other people are?
Do you? I mean, you don't recognize the individual. You don't recognize either one of them.
Mm-mm.
I will let you roll. Wits. Tough one here. Wits investigation. Difficulty 8.
That is a tough one.
It is.
And I botch.
Did you botch?
Dramatically appropriate timing.
Okay. I need to. It's not here.
That dice is going in the timeout locker.
The image. The woman. Vaguely. Reminds you of Esmeralda, Tark's wife. Vaguely. Not quite, but vaguely. Botches are punished. Just saying.
Interesting. All right.
Now, you do not see anything. I will say none of the files you've referenced mentions her kids being a suspect in any way.
All right. How do I get out of this computer now?
Just pushing your way, thinking about it, and you're back in your body. And now we're going to flash. Aurora, you are following Shauna outside. Noah. How do you go about to find Claire?
Well, initially I was just following Aurora and kind of peeking in rooms and just seeing on happenstance if I ran into her. If by the time they get outside I don't see her, I will start backtracking.
You actually find her in the lobby. She's having an argument with the producer. No, I'm not interviewing anybody in here. I'm not shooting any footage here. You take your ass back to the truck. This is personal. And it doesn't need... We don't need this. And the producer's like, Claire, come on, you know this is great TV. You know this... I mean... This is award-winning shit right here. I mean... You've got the inside track, you know, you have a personal connection to it. That shit sells. The people will eat that shit up. She's like, but it's not right. She goes, fuck right. It's about ratings. I don't know. What is Noah doing?
He's just watching. He's not going to intervene yet.
This exchange goes back and forth for a few minutes before Claire finally just has enough. And you've seen that look in her eyes before when she's just done. She's like, no, fire me if you want. I can give it a job to some. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing it. Fine.
Good for you.
Fine. I'll be in the truck. You're going to at least get some more footage and do some more stuff at the scene, right? Yes, I'll do that. Just, we'll leave this out of it for now. And her producer heads towards outside to go towards the van. They've always called it the truck, but and Claire still looks puffy-eyed, but you see more of the control that you're used to seeing in her.
And makes Noah smile.
And she heads towards the elevator. She doesn't take the stairs down. She starts heading towards an elevator.
I try and get in before the door closes.
Pretty easy. Doors stay open quite a long time after somebody walks in.
Yep.
And the doors close, and you are on an elevator. Just you and Claire. And you can smell her perfume, the salt from her tears, faint scent of the train crash. Still on her. Soot, smoke, burnt oil smell. And she's muttering to herself, I don't know if I can do this. I've got to. Didn't even get to tell him, but Merry Christmas. All free. Just wouldn't let it go. He trying to clear his name still. Didn't matter. Didn't matter to me. Didn't matter to anyone but him.
That is exactly what you should be working on. Clearing your name.
Noah ignores it. Just staring still at Claire.
And she's just staring with a look you've never seen on her face before. It's that blank look of someone who has just had reality fall around them. Just that crushing look of defeat where they can't be bothered to even try to look like they care at the moment. And with a ding, the elevator opens and you're back on the floor you just left. As Claire moves towards the morgue. Isaac, what were you doing as Angela was going to leave the room? She hasn't left yet.
Anybody else? Okay. I would wait until they've left the room. Are they coming back in to close up the drawer or just escorting
the
her
coroner
out
closes the drawer while his assistant goes to take her back.
Okay. I'm just standing over as they wheel it shut. Shut the door, and as soon as they leave the room, I just turn and start punching at the doors, knowing I'm going to go through it. Damn it.
Exactly what happens.
Damned idiot. Why can't I frickin' hit anything in here?
And it's a sense of helplessness you feel. That first hit hurts briefly. And then it's uncomfortable, but it's not that feeling of venting your frustration that you're used to. Still an odd sensation. And the coroner exits the room and goes back to his desk, leaving you in a cold morgue with bodies.
Itzhak, you can't just punch away your feelings. You can't punch away your fuck-ups. That's not how it works anymore. You can't make yourself feel better by beating something up. Seriously, what would Ami think right now if she saw you?
And with that, Isaac gets down on the floor, crawls into the chamber where his body is, and just lays there.
And as you crawl through it, you can smell Slight scent of blood, decay. Not much, very faint. It's very strong to the dead. Smell of previous people who have been in here, because though they disinfect it, if your smell is strong enough, you can't ever get the smell of death away. And you get that distinct feeling of oblivion, entropy. All things must die. While you're there with your own corpse in a drawer. And now we're going to flash real quick back to Alexis and Margot.
That was...
What did you find? Oh, by the way, could you hear me while you were in there? Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know.
I guess I couldn't respond. I tried to nod.
Okay, no, you didn't move. You did. I had
Okay.
no idea, but I just took it on the off chance maybe you could, because I know we hear really well. So I figured I'd just tell you, kind of direct you what to look for. What'd you find?
There was a bomb at the station.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
It
Did
was...
I was going
it
to
was
share
set
that
out
with
to
everybody.
go. It's
Ugh.
when something came near it. It was a weird
Oh,
timing device.
shit. So he's gonna okay.
Alexis,
Okay.
intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
technology, or
I can do that.
intelligence academics. Pick one.
It's both the same. It doesn't matter. I don't suppose my pragmatism for intelligence
this.
worked.
Not this one. This is a knowledge check.
Difficulty?
6.
Okay. That's 3 successes.
You have heard rumors from some of the ex-DOD guys that you've worked with in the past
Mm-hmm.
that a timer that goes off when things get near it was a magnetic resonance timer. And that's a DOD project.
Okay.
The kind of stuff that if you admitted to knowing, you would have lost your job
Mm-hmm.
over because somebody wasn't supposed to talk.
Right. Right. Let me just make a note. Okay. Oh, I know. I know what the fuck that was. I wasn't supposed to know what the fuck that was, but I know what the fuck that was.
Nat would have died.
A lot of people. A lot more would have died. Stephen would have died. He was picking me up from the station.
I'm sorry, Alexis. Normally, I'm...
I understand. No. If we were not meant to die where we did, at the moment we did, we were meant to die with that bomb in Richmond. And I am glad that Thomas stopped that from happening. Because yes, 72 people unfortunately perished in that train wreck, but probably 300 plus would have perished in a bombing in the Richmond train station.
During Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
In a weird way, I'm oddly glad that I died when I did then.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but that's how he also has a shit ton of pictures of you.
What?
He has a whole folder of pictures of you and him and cases, your promotion. They were all created when they happened, but he accessed them all today. There's also some weird folders with some guy, and looks like it might have been Tark's wife with him.
When she mentions those, you seem to recall receiving those.
I'm
pictures.
no. Wait a minute. Describe the scenes in the pictures.
Eating together entering a hotel, cab drives.
Okay, that wasn't Tark's wife. That was my husband and that bitch he knocked up. Fucking shit. Buchanan was the one that sent me those pictures. You see, I got these photographs anonymously, and I ended up hiring a private investigator to follow my husband after that. And that's where I got the information I needed to fuck him over in a divorce.
I think Buchanan cares about you a lot more than you might have thought.
Marty,
and
what the
your
fuck?
kids aren't suspects.
Then I wonder why on earth I would hear him say that. I wonder if the bitch in my head had anything to do with that. Been noticing some inconsistencies. And well, we don't know what they're fully capable of, so there's no telling. Interesting. Okay. You know, if she could get it through her head to work with me instead of against me, we'd get a hell of a lot more accomplished.
Don't think that's how they work.
Yeah, well. She makes my existence hell, I'll make hers hell. It's all fair. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. Fuck.
And with that, Margot's kind of step back outside.
Okay.
And Alexis is just looking at Buchanan.
And knowing what you've been told explains a lot about how even after you weren't partners anymore, he would stop in your office, see if you needed lunch. He would check up on you from time to time because you got transferred out of the same office with him. Every time he was in town, he always stopped in to see you.
Is my son still in the room?
Yes, they're still
Talking
a bit
Okay.
of the past.
I am going to wait until my son leaves.
Okay. And now we're going to flash to Aurora. Aurora, you have gone outside following Sean. Or Shauna, sorry. I'm bad with names too, just so you know.
Hey, we've got that in
And
common.
when she goes outside, she starts just walking. And you see her head towards the building that you saw Thomas go to. And then you see her walk right through it. Because it does not exist on her side, only on yours.
Shit. Oh.
Now, this building is a squat, or rectangular type building, maybe about 50 feet wide, 20 feet long, or 50 feet long, 20 feet wide. Looks to be something at least 200 years old. The windows on it are actually clear glass on this side. They're not cracked. They're not damaged. There's a door. You're pretty sure all you'd have to do is look in to see.
I'll do one further. I'll open the door since it's on our side. And
When
walk
you
in.
open the door, you see her standing in there, and Thomas has got his back to you. And it looks like he's got his shirt off when you come in the room. And there are rents and tears down the back of his body, on his legs, everywhere that had been covered by his clothes is injured.
Thomas, what the hell happened?
And he spins around, and because he didn't see you come in, and the clothes come right back. They appear right back to him.
You look like a fucking wolf mauled you. What happened?
I was fixing some things.
Okay.
I had a debt. Had to.
Fanny?
No. It's one of those things we're not supposed to do, Missy.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you bear a burden and you do things that hurts others, you can take the chance to undo some of the damage done. There's a price.
How are you undoing the damage?
I took her wounds on myself to heal her. The waitress,
Thomas.
the blonde.
Thomas. That's... I'm sure Isaac would be
Don't
very...
tell him. He doesn't need to know. Just let him think it was a miracle.
I won't say anything. I'm following my wife. She just walked through the damn walls like we can, because she can't see it.
She's on the other side of the building, Missy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you have to go out through the door to go around the building. And now we're going to flash downstairs to Noah. You see the Claire that you married, even though she's got that blank look, she strides purposely down the hall, goes straight to the coroner's office. She doesn't bang on it. She doesn't beat on it. She just raps very sharply. Isaac, even though you're in a crypt, basically a mortgage drawer, you can hear the rapping on the coroner's office door. And you hear the coroner, "Come in." She opens the door and steps in.
I would try and slip in behind her.
Give me Dex Athletics. If you can get in before she hits you with the door.
So worst comes to worst, I get hit by the door.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's been long enough since you walked into the basement door that you're back solid.
Right. Would I have gotten that bashing back at this point?
Yep.
Sorry.
Difficulty is 6.
Okay.
You're a nice, easy 6. Margin isn't 1, though, I can tell you.
Sorry, taking a bit from my sheet to load with.
Go ahead.
Because I don't use Dex and Athletics a lot. Oh, come on.
You have 2 Dex, no Athletics.
Thank you very much. You said target 6?
That's correct.
Double 7s.
Double 7s. You barely managed to, but you do manage to slip through the door. And you come in behind her. And she looks right at the corner. Claire Frost and them. Here to see my husband. And the coroner looks at her. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If you'll come with me. And he gets up and takes her through the door from his office. And Isaac, while you're in this drawer, you hear the door open and close again into the main area of the morgue. But you're still in there out of sight. And you hear a drawer open, probably 2 drawers away and 1 up. And Noah, you're looking as well at a sheet. And she looks down as he pulls it back and exposes your face. And you have no head injuries. You are almost look like you're asleep. That's him. And you see her start crying. Her continence breaks. And she starts sobbing. And the coroner looks up, ma'am, I'll give you a few minutes alone. I'll just be in my office. Just let me know when you're done. And he leaves the room. Now, just so you're aware, Isaac, you can hear all of this. It's muffled, but it's clear. Got you a Christmas gift. I was going to tell you on Christmas, but it's too late now. Too late. She pulls something from her pocket where her hand had been resting. And you see her lay it on your chest. It's a sonogram picture with 2 babies circled. Merry Christmas.
At first I'm shocked a little bit, and then a smile creeps on his face. And Noah, I say, this is the best thing I could have asked for.
Should have given it to you sooner. I wish I had.
You've had to deal with so much. I put you through so much. And you've had to take care of me. And got nothing in return. Now you have 2 precious things that you get to take care of that will make you so happy. And they'll disappoint you, but you'll love them so much. And they'll look over you, and you'll look over them. I couldn't be happier. And Noah, or I'm going to use, if I still get that glimpse of that kind of blank face and hearing her say that, like, the bits of regret about not, or wishing she had told me sooner.
The blank face is gone. Now it's shattered. It's grief.
Even
despair.
I don't say even better, but this reinforces what I'm doing. Then I'm going to use further reflection.
Okay.
To impart a calming memory in her, and that memory is going to be of a time before both of us got our prominent jobs. We were just out of school, taking whatever jobs we could in the news industry. And we were just lying in bed talking about our futures and what it would look like. And that at some point we'd have to probably make a decision between putting our focus into work and just having each other, or starting a family. And in that conversation we talked about, well, if we did have kids, what they would be. And she said if it were a girl, she likes the name Daisy. It's her favorite flower. She'd want the girl to be named Daisy. And I would have said, well, if it's a boy, I think I should pick it then. And I would tell her that my grandmother used to sing a song to me, and he'd want to call the son Danny. And then in the midst, Noah would close his eyes and start singing. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you, must go. And then he stop and say, and I must bide.
That will cost you 2 pathos. But I will not make you roll. The power is successful. And you hear her. Daisy and Dan. That's what we said. And she leans forward and kisses your head. Good night, love.
Good night, my Claire Bear.
And now we flash back to Margot and Alexis. Isaac, I assume you're not coming out of that. Mm-hmm. You're not interrupting
Margot's
that.
left the room.
So what is Margot doing after she left the room first?
She's standing in the hallway. She's kind of just looking. It's almost an impatience. Just show up already so that we can get through with this.
Roll perception, alertness.
Difficulty?
6.
None.
None? Okay. And you are waiting. And Alexis is waiting for her son to leave. We have Isaac laying with his body. Noah was singing, which both Margot, Alexis, and Isaac can hear to varying degrees. Isaac can really hear it being in the room. The other two, Margot a little bit louder. Alexis barely hear it. We have Aurora following her wife outside after startling revelation. And then Stephen gets up. It's good speaking with you, Uncle Buchanan. I've came here to do something. I've got to do it. Let's get together tonight. Let's do a proper one and just... I've got to go to school, back to school soon, but let's just tie one on. You know, kind of like my graduation party. You remember that? He goes, I thought we said we wouldn't talk about that. You could have gotten me fired for giving you alcohol. You weren't even 21 yet. Let's go do it. I'm legal now. Let's go do it. And Stephen leaves the room. What is Alexis doing?
She's looking at Buchanan. Just kind of... Why in the fuck didn't you say something?
Why didn't you ever say anything, Alexis?
Because I was married. I take my obligations seriously.
Well, I guess you blew that one too, because he saw it. Maybe that's why he did. Just one more mistake. Too much soul in the job. Not enough looking at what's around you.
Yeah, well, I don't have the job now, and now I can pay attention to all sorts of things.
And so, you know, Alexis, the idea you had, that does not work
Okay.
on the living.
Okay, gotcha.
It only works on
Okay.
another race.
Damn it, that would have been cool.
It would have.
That would have been really fucking cool.
You'll have to wait until they tie one on.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so she's gonna walk out. She figures her son is gonna have to go identify her body. So
When you step out, you roll perception and alertness.
Okay. That's 4 successes.
Seems to be a commotion coming from down the hall.
Which direction?
Towards the elevators, but off to the side. A man and a woman seem to be arguing.
I'm going to move that way, quickly.
Okay. Now, Margot, of course, you were outside in the hallway and you saw this.
You legit saw Alexa's head, like, turn towards something that she picked up, and she just took off. Something's going on down here.
She's going to follow.
And as you go down there, around the corner, you see Seamus and Natalie in each other's faces.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Your baggage?
And Seamus is like, what in the hell was she even doing in town yet? She wasn't supposed to be here till tomorrow. And Natalie's like, no, she was coming in today. Last night. I mean, I don't... And he's like, no, she told me she would be in the evening of the 22nd. She's like, no, actually, that's not what was happening.
Oh, look. Another thing you've caused, another problem, another worry, another argument. How unusual.
You want me as backup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I know you two are friends. And when he says friends, Natalie gets a look in her eye. One you wouldn't have expected, because though there were suggestions, there was feelings there, you had never really had a chance to express them. But it's painfully clear when he said friends, there's a spark of jealousy in her eye.
Nat.
And she gets right back up in his face. Friends, if you knew half of what was going on, you dumbass.
Oh, she's got spunk.
That's why I like her.
Shit.
Seamus, don't toy with her. She's not gonna just bend over backwards for you.
And the argument just continues. He's like, but damn it, I should have known if my wife was coming in here. And Natalie looks right at him and goes, I guess you didn't. Guess you didn't know your wife at all, now did you? What's that supposed to mean? You don't know where she actually was, do you? What? Oh, I'm not going to tell you. No, if you know something, what you can do, beat it out of me, asshole? No, you know what? No. I guess it sucks to be you. And then she turns and walks off. And you see him, fist balled up, just vibrating with rage. And you also hear a very faint echo down the hallway.
Voice, go away. Want me to calm him down?
Please.
Or just leave him like this? He'll putter out.
Just a little. Please, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Though it's amazing to see him get so impassioned.
am.
If he was that passionate, who knows?
Can I have your permission to take a memory, a good one, of you two from your head?
Think of something good. How long ago did it happen?
We were teens.
Okay. Storyteller, I am rolling open book. It is a Mnemosis power, level 3.
Okay, Mnemosis level 3.
Yep. I will spend...
Open book.
Out of character, about how old is Margot?
Margot is, I
Mid-
think,
Mid-20?
31?
Oh,
To use
30.
this, you must know precisely what memory you want to extract.
Okay, so tell me exactly what memory.
We were at a carnival.
Okay.
It was like our third date. We got stuck on the Ferris wheel.
I will spend 6 pathos for this.
Okay. And how many years ago was this? How many years ago was this, roughly?
She was about 17 at the time, so...
It's more than a decade,
More than a decade.
so I have to spend 6.
Mm-hmm.
Is my difficulty 5 or 6 here?
The difficulty, she is willing,
Mm-hmm.
so that will be a difficulty 6. Actually, no, I have to check something.
Okay. Her willpower?
No,
Oh.
because her shadow.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I will send you a private message.
Don't put this up.
I will send you a private message. There you go. That is your difficulty.
Oh, okay. That is 5 successes.
Okay. And suddenly, you see a memory
Of the carnival.
of a carnival. The woman you've never met. But as you stand here, it takes time. You have to experience the memory in almost
Mhm.
real time.
Mm-hmm.
But as it ends, suddenly you see yourself arguing with your husband, interjected in this memory. You were working late. He didn't believe you. He thought you were doing something else because you spent so much time with your partner. It's a memory that you...
It's one of my memories.
Not really. It's a very similar conversation you've had with your husband. He was always wondering if you were too close to your partner. But you never actually had this argument.
Interesting.
But it very well could have been.
But it's weird because I was having this memory of the carnival, but then it switched to this other one.
At the end, yes.
Okay, well,
And then the memory stopped.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I've got something pleasant to help calm him down. Thank you. And then I am going to do further reflection on her husband. I believe his name was Seamus.
Okay.
And that's going
That
to
is
be
two
another
more
2 more
pathos.
pathos.
Charisma Mnemosis. And in this case, it's got a different one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Looking here real quick. The difficulty is 6.
That is 4 successes.
It's a tie. And in World of Darkness systems, I always give ties to supernatural. So you push this memory in his head and you see him calm down.
Good.
Relax.
And I only put the carnival one in his head.
Mhm.
So.
And now we have Margot with Natalie down the hall. Seamus right here. Kids aren't here. You wonder where they were. And now we're going to flash back to Noah. In the room, as Claire is left, leaving him standing there by himself, with Isaac hidden in a drawer. Over Noah's by his own body. The coroner hasn't closed the drawer yet. He wanted to escort her out first. And I give it to Noah. You're muted?
No, Noah's been staring at his face that looks tired and weary from stress and drink, and just feels a little bit ashamed, but there's still that bit of joy that creeps in from what he just learned about Claire and the family that she's going to be able to have. With the further reflection, does it have to be someone I see to use it on?
Yes, you have to be able to see the target of it.
Okay. You know what? Regardless, I mean, and I promise it's not because he's in the room, but he thinks about the people he's with, and it seems that whether it's healthy or not, they all seem to have some sort of coping mechanism, except for Isaac. So he thinks about Isaac and tries to push a calming memory, despite not knowing where he is. And he thinks about that conversation he was still having with Claire. And he goes back to the song. And Isaac and whoever's near would hear, "But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so."
And this is where we're going to end this episode. No speech from me. The episode ends with a song. And I would like to thank the players for this wonderfully dark episode. Margot, yours is coming next. You've got the beginnings of it. The conflict is there. With Natalie almost spilling something I'm not sure you're ready for him to know about. Or maybe you are. Alexis finding her partner's harbored feelings for it'd be decades now. Aurora finding she had a book deal coming and pushing her wife to a state of panic with a whisper. It's called The Fall. Isaac laying in his own morgue drawer, shattered about what he heard. And Noah embracing a new life coming.
And Tark wandered off somewhere.
Tark has still been in the coroner's office.
Oh, okay.
I will suspect when he comes back and can play with us again,
Yeah.
he may have been in the computer the whole time,
Yeah.
poking around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the viewers out there, pop over to our Discord, vote on who you think deserves the bonus XP.
Oh, this way.
Yeah, last week, the bonus XP goes to Aurora.
Yep.
She got the votes.
Yay!
So she gets a bonus XP, but pop over to the Discord, chat's over there, or the link's in the chat, right over there. Go to the Discord, vote on who you think should get the bonus experience. Doesn't matter for any reason, for no reason.
It helps us get cool shit.
Yeah, do it out of spite, do it because you like the player, whatever.
Like my open book.
Now, for being here playing and for role-playing, everybody gets 1 XP.
Yay.
I am also giving Noah 1 XP.
For singing.
For his heartfelt rendition.
Yeah.
Danny boy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
It's public domain.
That was unexpected. Though Noah No, it did come to me say there, can we cut back to him so we can sing the last verse? And I figured that was the great way to end the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get one for that. Now the learning curve. We did ladies first last week. We're doing ladies first again this week.
Well, we get one for being here and one for
Right,
roleplay.
for roleplay, right.
Yeah.
We're doing ladies first again this week.
Okay.
So Alexis doesn't make comments about, we got to do it the men's way all the time. So, Aurora, what did you learn this episode?
Learned that I could speak through the shroud and that it might not be a good thing. Learned that apparently we can dive through floors when she watched Alexis do it. Learned that my body is missing. And learned that my shadow might not be as bad as the rest of the shadows, or at least that's what she thinks. So yeah, and then of course learned that she had some kind of book deal.
Her book was
would have
going
been
to be
awesome.
a movie. But will it now? That would have been what made your family, what finally break into big leagues, and would have put you on easy street the rest of your life.
Yeah, it
And
would have.
will it happen? We'll see. Alexis,
We'll see.
what did you learn?
Oh, besides the whole, former partner having feelings for me and shit, that's some dirty shit there, storyteller. But she could have been happy. God damn it. But no. One of the biggest takeaways I have from this is that Alexis has finally realized that something is afoot with her shadow. That she is seeing and hearing things. She's now put it together that it doesn't add up, and it's not something that others can confirm happened. So she's basically going to be second guessing things that she hears and sees from here on out and asking someone to verify, because she's got it pegged now.
And, the problem with that particular power being used, when you start questioning what's real and what's not, you're starting a path of madness that is
I know.
It's vicious.
But she also has a few tricks up her own sleeve that she can use to confirm things too. So
Verification and validation of everything you see or hear,
Mm-hmm.
smell, taste. It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And now we shall go to Margot. Ugh.
Oh my goodness. Computers. Hacking works in this side. We got hints of that a couple of episodes ago, but how it works.
Much easier for a spirit when you're in the bits and in the ones and zeros to get around a lot of shit.
The ghost in the machine.
Oh my god. The bomb thing. That's insane. You're evil storyteller.
Bomb with a DOD trigger
Mm-hmm.
and a Pentex agent on the train in spirit form. Trouble was afoot.
It's messed up. I love it.
Isaac, what did you learn?
Noah is a much better man than I. In a lot of ways. And it's
He's better as a he's better as a ghost than he was as a person.
That's probably very true.
Alexis can confirm.
It's funny how death does that to you. What else did Isaac learn?
I'm going to pass on that tonight.
You learned one thing, I can tell you. Angela really loved you.
That's
And
why
now
I
we
was
go
passing on that tonight.
to Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get my digs in. Noah, what did you learn?
I mean, like I said, there's some. I don't like repeating stuff that's said, but stuff that people have said here that Noah would have been present for. But I think the big thing, I like saying one big thing that he learned, and I think that it's possible to feel joy on this side. Even if it's just for a second.
As I said, negative emotions are important, but it's both that will sustain you. Both sides of that coin is what will keep Oblivion staved off. And now we also know where there was 6 deaths on a train that became spirits. There's 6 new lives. Twins for Isaac, twins for Noah, twins for Tark. Lady Fate has balanced the numbers somewhat. Or at least Fate has balanced numbers. And for Tark, he learned thunderstorms suck and losing power and internet really, really sucks. But it happens, can't control it.
I'm
Nope.
surprised you didn't know that before, but good for learning.
Yep. So everyone gets their 1 bonus XP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the viewer vote, or for not the viewer vote, the player vote, we will start with, let's see, let's be random with it. Alexis.
Noah.
Okay.
He was empathetic with Aurora and also the singing. That was friggin' awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Margot?
It's gotta go to Noah. That had me crying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
It was great.
Let's see Isaac's vote. I suspect we're going to see a lot of Noah's.
Noah.
Mm-hmm. So who does Noah vote for? There's the question.
Everyone was great. This was probably one of my favorite sessions to date.
Same.
But I would be remiss not to give it to Aurora for playing so well into what I threw at her with the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be fair of me not to give it to her for how that first, because I think she stole the first half of the session.
Thank you.
And Aurora?
Noah. That Danny boy made me cry a lot. Like a lot.
And it would be unfair just to give it to Noah only for singing, so I will give it to Noah. Actually, no, I will give it to everybody this session.
Aw. Thank
Because
you.
this was,
My
I think, a
favorite
hard
deserving
session
vote.
on a lot of people.
My second pick was Isaac.
Everyone
oh
was
my
great.
god.
Yeah, everyone was great, but it was a hard episode on a lot of people.
Yeah.
All the players knew you would be seeing families. Now, Margot still has next week to really get punished some more. And so does Tark. But everyone
So does
knew they
Alexis, too,
would meet
honestly.
their families, but everyone didn't know the full extent of what I had planned.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I pulled out some dirty tricks in there. And as storyteller, I would like to know what Aurora's opinion is on what you learned about Thomas.
I was gonna say that was one of the things I forgot to mention. I learned that Thomas was able to transfer wounds from a living person to himself
Mm-hmm.
in some sort of effort to make up for the horrible thing he had done. And I think Aurora kind of understood that when he said, gotta make up for the horrible things that I did.
And once
Sort of
Aurora
penance.
finds out the rest of the details, I think it's going to become very clear to a lot of people in this circle what happened with Thomas.
Yeah.
When the circle comes back together. So, yep, everyone got the bonus on that. And the viewers, of course, as I said, pop on the Discord, vote for who you think deserves the bonus XP. Because that just shows the players that you love what they're doing and they appreciate that stuff. Of course, join us next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, for, episode 9.
Episode 9 out of 10 this season.
Out of 10
It's
for
almost-
season 1.
Season's almost over, guys.
God.
We may talk about having a longer second season. We will see in between seasons, but we know this one is
Because
only
we
10.
love this game.
Oh my
so
god,
cool.
that's so
It is
good.
so
I'm
fucking cathartic.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really.
If Tam
really
doesn't
digging
murder
it.
me for just the ruthlessness of that scene with Angela.
God.
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm lying in a drawer in a morgue with
He
my
is
own
not-
body.
Isaac is
That was
not
great.
okay.
That was great.
I'm okay.
I loved how you did that. It really showed
Just how impactful it was.
How
how
floored he
impactful
was.
and how much death has affected you. You're lying with your own
Court.
dead self.
Mm-hmm.
It was powerful. So, of course, Ishvel, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
5th edition D&D, you'll see Tam up there in it. He plays a druid, turns into a bear sometimes. People ride on his back. It's pretty funny. It's home of the love badger, which is where our emote comes from. Yep. Haunted Chronicles every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Chronicles of Darkness game. Once a month, Haunted Chronicles will be replaced with a 7th Sea game coming up. It's not, once it starts, it starts. There's a casting that has already been, the casting call is closed and they're reviewing the applicants to see who gets in it. So we'll see who ends up in it. If I don't get in it, I'm just going to kick Tam off the channel. No, actually, if I don't get in it, I'm going to watch it because
I'm going to watch it because pirates are fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
as long as it's not an APA of any kind.
And just to show the lack of favoritism on the channel, just because I'm Shanky McStabber does not mean I'm automatically in the game.
Right.
Because that's how this is.
That's how this is. But we also have, starting on the 13th, which is the Sunday after this airs, Savannah by Night, which will actually go from monthly as it was over the summer to bi-weekly. So it's now going to be every other Sunday, starting on the 13th.
Yep.
So that's Vampire the Masquerade V5, Savannah by Night, set in good old Southern Georgia.
And you get to see me play a Ventru.
And me play a Cappadocian Hecata.
I love my Ventru. Killian, he's a MMA promoter, slick back, mafia made man that turned to Kindred.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a dick.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Ventru, of course.
No, I take it pretty far on that one.
And I'm literally playing the soon-to-be Lich Queen of Savannah, so it's going to be fantastic. I'm playing a necromancer vampire. It's
coming
awesome.
up in October, Berlin has picked the cast for her Bluebeard's Bride. We're doing a breast cancer awareness charity stream.
Yes.
And she picked an amazing cast.
And that's going to be on October 16th. We are going to be running Bluebeard's Bride one-shot to raise funds for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So please tune in for that.
There's an idea what's coming up. Tam's got like a whole bunch of one-shots he's got planned. When's 10 Candles? Have you decided when you're doing the 10 Candles?
18th, right, Berlin? It's the 18th? Is that what? Yep.
September
so we've got
18th.
a 10 Candles game on the 18th of October.
September.
September 18th?
Mm-hmm.
September, yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
1 week after they see this.
1 week after. 1 week. So next week on week on Fridays, 10 Candles.
The pre-recording of these of the Wraith episodes being a whole week earlier is rough. If you like what we're doing, you want to support the channel, go ahead, give us a subscribe here on Twitch, give us a follow on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube and watching this, give us a subscribe on YouTube. And while you're there, in the chat, or if this is over here, chat, if this is YouTube, check the bottom here under the video. There's a link to Haunted Chronicles in Ishville. Give them a subscribe on YouTube, their YouTube channels, because once they get 100 subscribers on YouTube, both of them, we are going to be doing a giveaway on McStabber Studios. We've got 2 different gift cards for Drive-Thru RPG.
2 people can win.
So that, people can get some free RPG shit.
Because we hit 500 followers here on Twitch, and we already have over 100 subscribers on YouTube for McStabber Studios, but we're trying to get our other streams channels on YouTube up to 100. And once we get those up to 100, we will give away 2 $30 gift cards to people.
So check in the panel below or over in the chat. Even if you're watching a video on demand of this, check over there and give Haunted Chronicles and Ishville a subscribe on YouTube so that they can get the shoot URL and I can quit URL shaming them, and we can give away free swag. Because everyone wants swag.
And if you join our Discord, we have the links posted in the studio announcements channel, so you can join the Discord and get the links there to go and subscribe so you can get free shit.
Just join the Discord. It's great. Everyone in there, we've got a great community. Everyone's pretty friendly. I love the community that's been built, and it's been amazing. So trying to make sure, if you want to check out other good channels, check over here. We got a whole list of who we call our friends on Twitch. These are channels that we either watch or we support or just like.
And if you want to follow this cast on Twitter, you can get the links this way in chat to follow them on Twitter.
Well, it's a way.
I hit my mic. Sorry, guys.
It's a way. It's somewhere. Don't worry.
It's somewhere.
Curious about the equipment we're using? Always check the Amazon panel down below. You can check that out. Yeah, I know. Just point around. It's okay. I'm really sorry Tart couldn't make it.
Yeah, we are really sorry that Tart had tech issues due to the storms and couldn't make it.
When this episode airs next week, it's the 9th of September. Officially, that puts us 1 week or 2 weeks from our very first vampire stream. this channel was born on September 14th.
Yep.
With our first vampire stream being the 21st. And as the 1 year anniversary is coming up, I want to say thank you to everyone who comes out and watches our shows.
Thank you all so
Thank you to the
much.
cast of every single show on this channel. Thank you
Yes.
to Tam Shu for joining us with his amazing cast of Haunted Chronicles. Tiss for joining us with her amazing Ishvel. Darth and Terry for Savannah, by Night. Spectre
Michelle
Alafet for
Changeling, the two shots she did.
Yep, the two shots she
and
did.
Ravenya's joining us in October
For a werewolf.
for a werewolf one shot.
And,
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's hard to tell with my kind of monotone I'm speaking right now because I'm still in Wraith storyteller mode and I'm still, that was a rough series of scenes to
That
film.
was.
But I want to know from the bottom of my heart, I thank the community and the cast and the storytellers and all the people that have come with us on this wild journey. A year ago, I would have never thought we would be where we are. Telling the stories we're telling with the amazing people we're telling them with and telling them to. So
Yeah.
from the bottom of my heart, thank you all.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate
yeah.
you all.
And, there's me being as emotional as you're going to get.
And also, if you contribute any bits or donations during our streams, they always go to the players, not Shanky, and I, because we are the heads of the studio. We get the subs. All the other players and storytellers that stream on our channel get the bits and donations. So if you would like to buy a coffee or a lunch for somebody, donate some bits to the channel.
Yep, the
okay?
players get them. That's our way of showing love to the cast of the shows. Because, we couldn't do it without
the amazing people.
I mean, it would just be me and Berlin playing one-on-one games, and that is amusing for like a week or two. But then
Not
it just
even.
kind of gets old.
We would be at each other's throats in like an hour.
So, anyone got anything they'd like to add? Anyone at the table? Other than House, that was amazing.
Yes. Awesome.
Anyone have anything they want to say?
Don't listen to the voices.
And as
Stop
Chop
touching
says,
yourself.
if you have
That is
friends,
my line.
if you have friends or family,
Quit stealing my line.
check in on your friends and family right now.
Yeah, please
especially
do.
during COVID. Don't assume they're okay. Mental health is no joke. Assuming they're okay is not a good idea. So check in on them. Make sure they're okay. Make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And take care of yourselves. It's important.
And take care of
We're
those
always
you
here
love.
to talk.
Yep.
And given this emotional, dark game we're playing, I think one thing it does point out is how important the emotional attachments are
To the
in our
people
life.
in your life.
Yeah. Because then when you become a wraith, you're kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for coming, and we will see you next week for episode 9. It's 2 left.
9
Dark
and
shit's
10.
coming.
9 and 10.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.